Hi everyone, Linda Heldman here for Canadian Beats. I have with me on the phone today Alessia Cohle from Mississauga, Ontario, right?
Yes, that's right. Hello, everybody.
Hi. Always great to talk with you, Alessia. You're a busy girl. You are
I
totally,
am.
yeah. I know 2016 was huge for you as far as so many festivals and being the voice of Country 103 in Little Current.
Yes,
And you were at Manitoulin
right.
Country Fest, which is where we last, actually, no, it wasn't where we last connected, but it's where we did our last interview. And yeah, CMAOs and CCMAs and just here, there, and
Mm-hmm.
everywhere. Plus, you travel all over the place. Every
I definitely have the travel bug, and which I'm not mad about. I love to explore and adventure and see new places. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm currently staring at the Pacific Ocean in Mexico, which is pretty darn awesome.
Considering what I'm sitting in right now, which is snow, snow, and more snow. the
Yeah, I'll take my view, thanks.
I mean, the forecast between today and tomorrow is up to 20 centimeters of snow. It's like,
Oh my.
no, go away, please. So you released your second album called Talk to
Mm,
Me, and that was back in November.
that's right.
And you had a CD release party, which I apologize for not being able to attend.
Oh,
Um,
that's okay.
and your first single off that was How Bad, which got
Mm,
quite a bit of airplay on various
it
stations.
did. It did. And I'm so grateful to Canadian Country Radio for playing my music. And the album release party was so incredible. So many people came, and I ended up on the news that night,
Mm-hmm.
which I didn't even know, like on the Toronto News
I
at
saw
11.
that.
My friends were messaging me going, "We just saw you on the news." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" So that was wild, and just it was incredible. I'm so thankful to my producers on this album for helping me, create the sounds that I was hearing in my head, right? Because they're that vessel. They are trying to help create what I'm hearing, and it was such a great experience all around producing and recording this album.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And any significant songwriters that you had with this? You actually, if I recall, you had a hand in every song that's on the CD, did you not?
I co-wrote 9 out of 11.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah, so which was a big deal for me. There were so many great songs that I co-wrote with people, or that people were pitching to me. And when I sat down to really think about the messages that I wanted to put out into the world, I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to make sure that I truly believed in every single song and believed what was being said about everything. And so yeah, that's what came out.
Great, great. And so the title of the album is Talk to Me, and it's also your very recent single release.
Yes, that's right.
And that came out,
That was sorry.
oh, that's okay. That came out like last week or sometime in the past couple
That
of
came
weeks.
out January 16th.
Ah, okay, okay. So not quite a month ago.
So a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't recall hearing it on any of my stations that I've been traveling around the countryside with, but I'm sure it's getting out there.
It is. It was actually, I saw on Canadian Country Airtech, it was the second most downloaded song for country radio. So I was like, well, that's exciting. That
That
means
is
country radio is, downloading it
that is
to
very exciting.
listen to and hopefully add to their stations. It did play on KX 96
Mm-hmm.
on last weekend
Mm-hmm.
for their Undiscovered Country. So that was really awesome to hear that.
That is good. That is really good. Well, hopefully lots of stations pick that up because it's a great song, and there's a
Thank
story
you.
behind that song too, isn't there?
Pardon?
There's a story behind that song too, isn't there?
Of course there is.
Of
There's a
course
story
there is.
behind every song, regardless of what anybody says. There is always a story behind a song. That one I wrote with Douglas Romano, who produced that track, and Adam Siren. And it was my first time writing with Adam, and we were waiting for Doug to show up. He was coming from the airport, and we were just chatting, getting to know one another before we started writing. And he wanted to use these new pickup lines that he had, I guess, come up with. And I'm like, okay, well, try them out on me. And he did, and I went, okay, well, maybe they need some work, or maybe, let's keep brainstorming. And he said, well, what kind of lines do you like when guys, pick you up at the bar? And I went, I don't. I just talk to me. Just come up and say hi and talk to me. And he's like, that's our song. And that's kind of how Talk to Me started.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was funny. And then my guitar player told me a funny story about how he tried to do that at the bar, and her friend intervened and ended up poking him in the eyes.
Oh, no.
I was like, okay, maybe, use this song with caution. So it was quite funny.
Oh. So instead of some pickup line, so what sign are you? It'd be, hey, talk to me.
Yeah, just come up and
talk
say
to me.
hi. Start a conversation,
That's good. That's good. I think more men need to
It
use
works
that.
9 times out of 10. Yes, I agree. Some guys, I don't necessarily need, the cheesy pickup line. Just start a conversation.
Be yourself.
Good conversation goes a long way. Exactly.
Yep, absolutely. So I noticed on your Facebook something kind of interesting from the weekend. You were part of a fashion show.
Yes. Oh my goodness, it was so much fun. I was a part of the Peace Love Fashion Show in support of the Milton District Hospital Foundation. And I lived out my Victoria's Secret model moment. I had so much fun. They asked me to be the performer for the show, and so at first I thought I was going to, be singing 1 or 2 songs in between, the fashion segments, and they're like, no, we want you to sing throughout the entire thing.
Wow.
I was like, oh, okay.
That's a lot of singing.
I got to walk up and down the runway, interact with the models while, they were doing their thing, and I had so much fun.
That's great. And I have to comment on your pink booties.
Oh, yeah, I love those little pink ankle boots. They are definitely one of my favorite pairs of shoes. I'm not a huge shoe person, so when I find a pair that I like, they last a very long time. So those are definitely some of my favorite pairs.
And what size are those?
They are size 10.
Oh my
I'm a tall
goodness.
girl.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
a tall girl. Yeah.
I could almost fit both my feet into those. I'm a little 7.5 here.
Oh.
So I can't even borrow them.
We could stuff some, thick socks in there.
That might work.
Yeah.
I just the booty itself, the color being pink, it's like, oh, absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, they are awesome. And I do have to give a shout out to the Glitter Parlor for the jacket. They're a really awesome, cute boutique store in Bolton, Ontario. So I'm gonna give a little shout out to the Glitter Parlor right now.
And you said that's in Bolton?
Bolton.
Okay. Alrighty. I don't know why I'm having trouble saying Bolton, but yeah, Bolton, Ontario. Oh. Yes. That's great. Now, one of the things that I also noticed, because I creep your Facebook page, and I hope it's not creepy that I creep your Facebook page. And as I mentioned before we started chatting, I was talking with Brad Battle yesterday, and we were talking about potential CMAO nominations for the 2017 CMAO Awards. And I noticed that you are campaigning for Rising Star.
Yes, that's right. So, for all you CMAO members listening, if you dig, what I'm doing, please consider me for the Rising Star Award.
I think that's a great idea. I really do. I know the work you have put in this year.
Thank you.
I think it's so hard to put the number of potential rising star artists and acts into that category. I think, they could have 20 potential.
Oh, for sure.
It is just such a massive category, and I know winning it is just the ultimate, especially when you have been working so hard at making a name for yourself.
Thank you so much. That really does mean a lot. Thank
you. You're welcome. Now, have you considered any other categories for nominations? Because I know it's a tough market, and Ontario is just a wealth of talent.
Oh, I know. It's like, and the women are kicking butt this year.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm so proud to be amongst these, these badass women in country music. For Canadian, talent, it's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
But once people really know my name, I'm starting to make waves in this industry. I got to open for Brett Kissel last month, which is incredible. And, people are starting to, my name is starting to get out there more and more. So I'm cool with that, hopefully being nominated for the Rising Star Award. And once I climb up those step ladders, that'll be, Single of the Year and Female Artist of the Year will be, the next goal.
Mm-hmm.
So for right now, I'm working on that goal.
Good. Concentrate on one category and get that, and then expand from there.
Exactly.
Good.
Thank you.
You mentioned about opening up for Brett, which had to be totally exciting. I love that man dearly, and
yes, I know you do.
and I did that whole countdown to Kissel thing for all the artists that were opening.
That was awesome.
It was. Go ahead.
As cheesy as this is going to sound, and so cliche, but words really can't describe how I felt that night. Brett wrote us individual cards that were sent to the dressing room prior to showtime, and it was just the sweetest thing that he wrote, and getting to chat with him afterwards, and the audience, for me, they were so welcoming,
mm-hmm.
and they were great, because they're there for Brett Kissel, they are there for the Brett Kissel concert,
mm-hmm.
and so for them to be so open and so welcoming of, these new emerging artists that they may not necessarily have heard of before, was really a wonderful experience. And, talking to some people afterwards, and they were like, oh my gosh, people were buying my albums and talking to me about my music, and I was like, this is incredible.
That is
this is how it starts, and I'm so grateful to the CMAO and to Brett Kissel and his whole entire team and his whole camp for allowing this opportunity to happen for us all, because I know, I'm not going to speak for everybody, but I have a feeling they would all agree with me
mm-hmm.
in saying that it was just one of the most exciting experiences.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure we are all so grateful. I know I am.
I've had a chance to talk to several of the winners of the Kick It with Kissel contest, and everybody they can't say enough about Brett, his team, how smoothly everything seemed to run. They
did.
And what an awesome experience.
Yeah, no, it was amazing.
I think it's because Brett started out so young, and he knows what it takes. So when
mm-hmm.
he sees somebody with that little something extra, then he wants to help nurture that.
Yes, and I'm so grateful that, he feels that way. And it seems that that's how he feels, and he was just so gracious and,
mm-hmm.
just such a gem of a person. So meeting him, I got to meet his family, his band, his manager, his tour manager. It was I can't say enough good things about the whole experience.
And Charlie, don't forget Charlie.
Oh my gosh, Charlie was so cute. I had my one of my best friends with me backstage. She was kind of acting as, my assistant that night. She was overwhelmed by Charlie. She was like, "Oh my gosh, Alessia, let him walk. He's so cute. Oh my gosh, it's Charlie." I'm like, "That's his Instagram. It's Oh My Charlie." So, Charlie was adorable.
He is.
I love Charlie.
He is. I finally got to meet him on this tour. I hadn't met him before. Yeah, he was a cutie. Met him in Barrie. So that was good.
So cute.
So I guess we should wrap up. We're at over our time, but that's okay.
We always are, you and I.
I know. We could talk for, a couple of hours all afternoon. Hey, you sit and sip margaritas on the beach, and I'll drink my tea here in freezing cold Sudbury.
Perfect.
Well, you enjoy your couple of days vacation, and we'll see you when you get back to Ontario. Again, anyone listening, and you love Alessia as much as we do, please give her a vote for Rising Star Award for the CMAOs. And we'll definitely be seeing you in June in London, if not before.
Oh yes.
Okay. Thanks so much, Alessia.
I'm looking forward to chatting with you again, Linda. This is always fun.
Yeah. Okay. So we've been speaking with Alessia Cohle.